Today we are up potting something very special. You want to show me?
Yeah.
So that's the sabara, Jaboticaba. We made a video on these, all about this plant. But do you see some of the roots at the bottom? I think some of the roots are showing on that one.
Oh, they're growing nicely. So these, I just looked back in my camera roll. You can't really see the roots actually, but there's roots coming out. We planted these seeds. Wait, I forgot now.
You forgot?
It's been a month and a half. It's like May 20th now. We planted them April 3rd.
So this is a very slow growing tree. I think people usually say it takes about 8 to 10 years to fruit, but they grow really big. They fruit on the trunk, which is really cool. And a lot of people grow them as bonsais. So we're gonna up pot these today. We probably have about like
17.
How many more do we have inside though? I'm wondering. Probably like maybe 50 more inside. Some haven't came up yet, so we just wanted to start with what these are because we started them these little 6-packs, and I don't want them to get root bound in there. So I think if we can transplant them out with something like this, sooner the better.
But yeah, we did get really good germination.
Yeah, I was surprised. Almost every single pack has 4 or 5 right now. We're just waiting on a few more to pop up before we transplant the rest of them. But we thought we'd make a video on this, and we kind of want to talk about what we use when we transplant sabaras, jaboticabas, what kind of soil you're looking for.
Or just grow them in general.
They're kind of similar to blueberries. They like acidic soil, and they're very heavy feeders, and they don't mind being wet too often. I have noticed the sabara variety, the rootstock, doesn't handle like high watering as well as the red. Like the red, you need to really water frequently. The sabara is more like it's a little more drought tolerant. These are tropical plants, so it's not, don't grow it in the desert, you know. It needs water frequently, but the sabara can definitely handle a little more drought conditions than the red. But I'm gonna go ahead and start transplanting these out. And then, did you show them that one?
How there's more than one?
Yeah, we have a few with like 5 or 6 sprouts in one single, and we just put one
Yeah.
seed in each of these.
But this one right here has 4 plants coming out of one little cell. And a lot of them have 2, like this one's 2 plants. But yeah, we just put 1 seed. This one's 2 plants here too.
So according to science, that means it's, they call it polyembryonic. And apparently that means it's true to seed. So like there can be some variety. If you had a bunch of these growing together of different varieties, you could potentially create a new hybrid. But if you see one like that where there's like more than 1 stem coming from 1 seed, you know it's going to be true to type. And I think that's true with all seeds.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting because like we've been growing some citrus here, and we had some citrus seeds we'd started, and they were polyembryonic. So.
Some mangoes are supposed to be polyembryonic.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I'm getting this first one out. These things are, I hate using these little 6-packs.
Just turn it upside down. Here.
Just the whole thing? Oh, here we go. I got it. Doesn't loosen some soil.
Do you want me to pop them out?
Yeah, maybe you pop them out.
I can pop them out. He's more of the Jaboticaba expert. I'm more of the plant starting
I just got
expert.
big fingers. I would have started these in a little orange container.
Yeah, I like using these little 6-packs for some reason.
It saves a lot of space, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
We have like probably 100 seeds, maybe over 100, way over 100 seeds going inside right now. So.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for the little 6-packs, it'd be, I've seen different ways people do it, but the 6-packs are pretty good.
So here's what I do. If you have these and need a tip, I just put my fingers between and I'll pop them out like this.
My hands are too
Boom. So, I like using these things. But,
Whoa, slow down.
sorry. Did you talk about the soil mix yet?
No. I said it's similar to blueberries. I don't think I said what we're using. Do you want to tell them?
I could tell him. You're more of the Jaboticaba expert. Look, I'm about to pull 4 out at one time. See?
It's just peat moss and perlite. And
Yeah.
You want to use more peat moss than you do perlite. That's pretty much it.
We used less perlite for the seeds than we are as we're transplanting because perlite can kind of weigh down the pots and it could make it hard for the seeds to pop up. But with these nice root systems we have here now, it's all good. You can kind of see.
The other thing for fertilizer, we use a little bit of hollytone.
Yeah.
And early on we put in some worm castings just to give everything a little bit of boost. And it looks like it worked. There's some nice fruits on this little one. I feel like worm castings are so mild with fertilizer, you can use them
They're super, super mild.
pretty early on most things. And I think they're one of the better fertilizers. A lot of people like kind of overlook them because they're not very heavy fertilizer, but they have a lot of chitin, and that's going to keep a lot of pests away from most of your plants.
So here's the Hollytone.
Yeah.
We're not sponsored. We're not recommending anything. We're just telling you what we're using.
We use this because it's organic, and it is good for acidic plants.
Yeah.
It also has mycelium in it,
Yeah.
so that'll put some like white little stuff will start growing on the top of your soil. Kind of might worry you the first time you see it, but it's actually good. It's like mushrooms. It's pretty much fungus, and it helps the plant feed more, and it helps the plant regulate moisture better. There's probably
Yeah.
some other benefits too I'm missing.
It's like prebiotics. Pre and probiotics for
So
your
when
soil.
when you have organic plants, when you're growing in organic soil, there's like your fertilizer, which comes from natural things like leaves, but it slowly breaks down. And when you have more mycelium in there, that makes it so it can speed up that process, and the nutrients can be more readily available for the plants. Allegedly, that's all. I don't know. That's just what I read. So,
But it seems to work well.
yeah. I'll tell you what. Using this organic fertilizer and then worm castings and doing an occasional worm tea spray, like a compost tea spray, that seems to be the best thing you can do. Compost tea is like a game changer.
Yeah, you literally notice it the next day. Like the plants just look more dark green and vibrant and
Kind of a pain
happy.
in the butt, but it's worth doing. Especially if you have a small garden. It's not hard to do in a small area. We have like a lot of fruit trees we try to get. And
With a big backpack sprayer that weighs like 30 pounds or something on your back.
it gets clogged way too often. There has to be a better way to do it. But
Yeah.
we don't want to have any heavy machinery driving all the time on the property either, so we're trying to not do anything like that. But there's certain things you can do that really go a long way. I think like the easiest thing is worm castings are undervalued. Peat moss is really good, especially if you have sandy soil or anything that's having trouble holding moisture. Peat moss really locks in the moisture. That's what my grandma used a lot.
Really?
Yeah, in her garden.
Oh. So we like doing these a little bit different. He likes to fill it up halfway and then put the plug in and then
Yeah, I get
fill
it
it up
filled up
more.
about this much, and then I drop it in, and then I center it, and then I backfill the rest of the soil in.
But I like to fill it up all the way and then just poke a hole in it and put the plug in that way. But
Poke a little hole too.
whatever floats your boat.
You didn't open that second pack yet?
Uh-uh.
I wondered how those, if those ones will split well.
Yeah, we're gonna see there's, like we said, there's 4 plants in one of these plugs and we're gonna see if we could take them all apart. But yeah, if you're wondering what these taste like, we did post a video of us eating these sabras. They're really delicious. kind of like a grape.
Some
But,
people don't like fruit much. I don't know. It always baffles me. So I feel like it's like candy or something. It's like
Yeah.
nature's candy fruit to me. It's like I don't know how you could not like. And then when you're eating tropical fruit and you're trying new stuff you've never had for the first time, it's like it's a really enjoyable experience.
We're pretty geeky about fruit, I guess.
Some people don't care too much about it.
Alright. I'm gonna see if they split apart.
So wait, let's see what we got there. Oh, they'll split. You just gotta be careful. You might need to pour water over them. That's the ultimate trick when you're splitting things up. If you just run water over those roots, they might split up.
Well, they're coming out of one seed.
It might be worth splitting later.
Yeah.
That looks like it's gonna push a third one too.
Really?
See these things? Yeah, be really gentle. Just put that in.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, so this seed is growing 2 plants, but I think we're just gonna leave them for now, so I don't want to rip it.
We'll wait till it's a little bit, the roots are a little more developed to separate them.
They're like not easily separatable
Well, it looks like
right
you're
now.
shooting one new plant too from the.
Yeah, I don't
This is
think you can
crazy.
tell, but there's another one. Looks like it's coming.
You get one seed, you get 3 or 4 trees. And these
Yeah.
things are prolific.
I know.
They take a
So
long time, but
we
once
went
they
to
start
like
producing-
a nursery that we love going to, and they just gave us a bag of these because they had like so many.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
But yeah, I would definitely recommend going to our kids' tropical nursery in Winter Garden. I believe it's close to Orlando, but they're just really very nice people.
If you're in the area, it's one of the coolest nurseries.
Yeah. And he's got some big jabos, and right now they're big on like cocktail jaboticabas. So they're just grafting like all these different kinds onto one tree. They're having fun over there. What did we get from them? Like a sabra with like a white and like a chunks of flora.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think it's a white and a chunks of flora. Then we have a grimal.
A grimal and a sabra.
But that's just a grafted tree.
It's not a cocktail.
That one's just a grimal.
But they left some sabra.
Yeah, but that's how most of them are.
Hmm.
And the soil is real wet what we're working with. We're not going to need to water this stuff after because this stuff is like, here, I'll show you. It's not like drenching, but if I were to move your hand for a second, you can see it's pretty wet.
I don't know
that's
if you
something
can see
else.
the drops.
We found when you're transplanting stuff or even starting seeds, it's a lot better if you just start with a wet medium. Especially with peat moss. Peat moss is not going to work when it's dry. It's going to actually be hydrophobic, they say. So like if this dries out all the way, it'll actually repel water. So you don't want to let this dry out completely. But the good thing about that is it takes a long time for peat moss to dry out.
Alright, that's
You
it.
got another one? That's it?
No, that's it.
So how many did we
Because I kept them all together.
get? So we still got 12.
Yeah, just 12.
Alright, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so these little guys are coming along nicely.
Only about a month and a half old.
Little fruit trees. Just about 10 more years before we can taste them.
Yeah. But all this free bag of fruit, and we have like all these trees. We could sell this right now for what, like $20?
I don't know about selling this right now. It's
No,
pretty
we're not
expensive.
gonna sell them, but I'm just saying that was very nice of them to give us a big bag of jabuticabas because they're,
They're pretty tasty.
yeah. So yeah,
That's how you uppot them. Pretty
that's
simple.
it.
And then the thing I've heard with the Hollytone and the fertilizer is it's good if you feed them frequently in just small amounts. And I've always heard it's best to just top dress with your organic, if you're growing stuff organic. So just sprinkle a little bit every once in a while. These can handle a lot of fertilizer. You can probably do it 4 times a year or more. But look at your plants. If you start noticing they're curling, and they're getting burnt, and you just fertilize them, maybe back off a little bit. And then if you notice they're looking burnt, but you haven't fertilized them for a long time, maybe it's time to add some. that's pretty much it.
We might top dress a little bit right now, right?
Yeah, I was thinking to do a little bit of holly tone on the top.
Yeah,
We'll
we're
put
just
a little bit of holly tone in this mix, but not much.
not much at all.
So yeah, we'll probably top dress. You want to do that right now?
Yeah. So we're just.
There's a cup in there. If you just grab the cup.
Oh, is there?
It's a small little cup.
I don't see it.
It should be in there.
Oh, I see it. This stuff stinks, so try
Yeah.
not to touch it because
Yeah,
your hands
don't
will
breathe it
stink.
in either.
It's like when you go catfishing, you touch the catfish bait, it
It's
just.
like little pellets, kind of. But what we'll do is we'll just sprinkle a little bit of this onto the top pieces.
Just a little teeny bit. But yeah, and then we'll just water these when they dry out a little bit. But that's about it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for watching.